Welcome back, guys, to our stream of chess at lichess.org. So today I'll be playing Black, and I'll be playing against Kadu Sosa. He got a rating of 2,333, while I have a rating of 1,360. So today we'll be playing a different kind of Slav. This is called the Meran Variation. So it goes like this. So he played d4. I played here d5. So then the standard Queen's Pawn game. Then he played c4, and I replied the c6. So this is the Slav defense. And he played knight c3. I played here knight f6, and he played here e3, and I played here e6, and he played the bishop d3. I played knight bd7. He played knight f3. This is the main line of the semi-Slav defense. I took the pawn at c via my d pawn, so that's d takes c4, and he took the pawn via his bishop, and this they call the semi-Slav defense, semi-Meran variation. So we are now in the category of semi-Meran variations, in which I played here the b5. This is called the Meran variation now, and he goes back to d3. So this is the setup of the Meran variation and the semi-Slav defense. So here I played here bishop d6, and according to engine, this is advantage for white. At the moment, it gives zero point 0.4 advantage. So here the normal continuation will be castle, and in black I should be castling also. And here he could play uh, queen c2 based on the engine, but he played there e4, in which the engine took a line for the engine, and I can play here e5, which I did, and still a lot of game here, top games. So there's a lot of win for white, as you can see. And here he played bishop g5. When here I played e takes d4. Oh, this variation's a lot of win for black. Then he took the pawn with his d pawn with his knight, so that knight takes d4. As you can see, there's still a lot of games here, and I played here knight e5, and I think he played here bishop c2. The engine suggested that he should return his bishop to this square. That's the engine suggestion. Maybe because of this knight jump here at g4. hmm Yeah, makes sense. But he played here bishop c2. Maybe he was preserving this diagonal. C2 diagonal for this. C2, D3, E4, F5, G6, and H7 diagonal. And here I played rook E8, which is the end of our bookline. So after rook E8, we have we have no more game found in the database. So here played F4, which is a pretty bad move according to black. According to engine, the F4 is pretty bad move because of this weakening of d5. The normal move of white should be this one, h3, and I could go here or here. Then he can jump from this side. And I think That's a pretty safe move for white. We could make changes here. We could take it. We could jump here. Avoid the threat. There's a double check. Exchange. So I think that's the good thing about h3. But he played their h8-4, which weakens the d4 square. So here it's already negative 1.4 advantage for black, negative 1.3, negative 1.4, negative 1.7, something like that. In here he replied, uh, wait, let's check again. He replied knight e2. Okay. I replied here knight c4, threatening a jump here on the knight on e3. So he played here. Okay, this is the bad move. Bad move. Bad move. Wall bad. He pushed the pawn on e3, e5, in which the engine doesn't like that move. The engine suggested that he should take the knight on this f6 square, and that should be around negative 1.5, something like that, or negative zero point 0.3, and it can, and the variation can go this one. I can take that one, like this one. You can push this pawn, and I think this should be close to equal. It's negative 1.1, negative 1.2, or negative 1. Several developments. I can take this. hmm Then let's go back. What happened there? So here he played e5 instead of the bishop takes f6. And here I could jump here my knight, threatening the queen here. In this variation, I think he went for queen d3. Okay. And here I go for bishop takes d4. And here he played knight takes d4, exchanging the pieces. In here, I have an in-between move of capturing this knight on b2. The knight takes on b2, the bishop on c2. So knight takes bishop, that is knight takes c2. And here is pretty bad disadvantage already. He is now around negative 6.9 or negative 7.1. That's almost a rook and two pawns, right? Because a rook is a 5 points and one pawn is 1 point, so that's almost two rooks and two pawns. In here, he could play. I think he takes the knight on f6, and then I played here. I take the knight with my knight, so that's knight takes d4, and then I think he took the pawn on g7 via his pawn. He was too greedy on that one, and then I move here the silent move f6, which is threatening the black, the white's black square bishop. In here, he could play. He could sacrifice the bishop and just double on this. And I mean, there could be several changes, but this is already a winning position for black because after this, he can capture that one. Oops, he can exchange. Can exchange. Take that one. Take this one, and we still have a beautiful bishop and this four pawns on the queen's on the king side, and the same pawn on the king queen side. However, he is a rook down. Yeah, he is a rook down, and he can. The game might goes like this. Let's see. I think he can easily win. Not really sure, but maybe he could try a win on this one. But this rook down is too hard to play against a rook down. So here we play this. With that, with that. No, no, no. So it's quite difficult. So here the bishop h6, what it did, actually what I did is check this knight, check this king with my knight on e2. So that's knight e2 with a check. So either he can take the queen, he can take that with his queen, or he can move his king, but he will be queenless. So here, I think he resigned after that knight check on e2, and that's it. That's how the game ended. Actually, let's check, quick check on what were the most fatal bad move for white. So here, everything looks good. Mhm. Okay, okay. I think this e5 is the culprit, and this is the culprit of all bad moves. After this pawn move on e5, everything was pretty bad. Disadvantage for white, as you can see, from negative 1.5, the evaluation of the engine goes to negative 5.3, and that's almost a rook. That's almost a rook advantage. So I think how that's how the game started, and white was playing for a disadvantage. A rook down or something like negative 5.2 is quite hard to play on. So I think that's the game for today. And thank you for watching, guys. And have a good one. Bye bye, and God bless.